Since you're doing this alignment from the happiness code, manifestation Mojo, to live the life of your dreams. How do you feel about some of the things that you were, let's say, limiting yourself or put a ceiling on you? Do you feel any pressure that may have been
Relieved?
Relieved, yes.
The monetary pressure hasn't changed, but what has changed is I'm a whole lot happier taking on the things that I've procrastinated. Perfect example was yesterday. I was out in my yard because I like the gardening and all that, and I was happy and excited to go out and spend a couple hours in the yard doing whatever that I had procrastinated probably for the last 6 or 8 weeks. This morning, when I got up, I actually woke up about an hour earlier than normal. And I keep my phone with my headphones to bed, so that way I can listen to the happiness code when I go to bed, and I listen to it before I get up. So I got up early this morning. I started going through my thing, my Daily Stoic. I had that whole thing finished, ripped and on YouTube at 8:30 this morning.
That was for today, your
I'm
video
ahead.
for today.
I'm like 5 hours ahead.
Okay.
And I'm happy to do it. And then I'm walking around like, okay, well, what do I do? It's only 8:30, Stan's not ready. Andre's in school, and I'm pacing back and forth like, well, I picked up energy. I've picked up stamina to, again, all the procrastination stuff, all that's aside, I'm thinking to myself, what can I do right now to make some money? You know, what can I do to make me happy? And that's what we're talking about, this whole money thing right now. And
what can I do to make some extra money, more money?
Exactly.
Absolutely. That's really a good question. So what did you do? How did you answer that question as you were walking around?
I don't think I had the answer, but I went, and so I didn't want to get ahead of myself because we need to work on it from 8:30 to about 10 o'clock. I took care of all of my busy work. I had to return some phone calls, all this other stuff, and I've actually started exercising again. So I'm in the back room doing a couple exercises for 15 minutes. I haven't done any exercises in a year.
So if you were asking yourself the question, while you're exercising, is what I'm doing, is that helping me to build a secondary income or multiple streams of income?
Yes, it is.
How? How is exercising helping you to build?
It's a positive affirmation. It's a physical positive affirmation that I'm getting things done. So making money is going to be, it starts as a thought, as an imagination, okay? It starts there. And then as you get the ideas go into your head, and you need to take action. Okay. And a lot of times I've had the thoughts, but I've not taken action. And so the fact is that I'm getting my busy work done, and even adding in working out, and I'm getting it done. The action things are happening. So taking on a money-making project, a residual income or passive or almost passive income project going, is whatever I decide to do, I know I'm going to have the action. I know the action is going to get done, and it feels fantastic.
So while you were exercising, were you thinking about what you could do
No.
as far as making extra money?
No. I was focusing on my exercise.
Okay, so
I put all the other stuff aside, and I focused on one thing.
all right, now that's fine. We're trying to decide if you don't exercise, how does your health deteriorate?
It goes downward.
So in other words, to keep healthy, so you get the maximum amount of, let's say, freedom of thought, to free of choice, to lucid mind. You know what I mean by lucid mind?
Yeah.
It means really that you have clarity of thought, that if you are lethargic because you haven't exercised, because you have extra blunk in your blood veins and stuff like that, do you really have the full capacity to use your mind?
I'm going to say yes.
If you do not exercise.
I don't have full. Yes, son? Exercising is not only good for the muscles, it's good for the entire body, including the brain.
Yes. So in other words, it is part of your mental and physical health and happiness that is worth the time for you to take.
Yes. And I couldn't find the time, or I didn't want to find the time a week ago. I knew I wanted to do it, but I just never did. I knew I wanted to do it a month ago, but I didn't.
So when you were exercise, did you feel that a flow of
Juice.
Yeah. And this flow of juice will help you to find the appropriate actions to develop multiple sources of income?
Yes.
Sounds pretty good to me. Do you feel good about what you're doing?
Absolutely.
So if you feel good about it, that's pretty, is that happiness?
Yes, it is.
In this feeling good about it, will you find ways to make more money or to have multiple sources of income?
I will.
There you go. I think that's it. That's it. To me, that's what aligns the mind and eliminates some of these restrictions or negative thoughts that we have.
Exactly.
So what would you recommend to someone else?
I recommend for them to think about what they really want.
What was the question again?
The question was, what would I recommend other people?
Now go ahead and answer it with.
So I would recommend people to kind of dream. They say make a dream board. I've tried, I've never really successfully done it, but I do have in my mind some things that I like to do. And I think that anyone who wants to start out should think of what do they want to do? What do they want their perfect life or their perfect day or whatever? And then there's something about that happiness code, those audios. Then after thinking a little bit, like maybe a day or two after using your imagination, because a lot of times life gets in the way and they'll think about something, oh, this is great, but then there's a disaster or a crisis or some fear and all the good things go aside. So they should start thinking about some good things and immediately then get the earphones and plug it in, start listening to this happiness code right away, because I don't know, there's something in it, the wavelength, whatever they did has made a fantastic or has made a dramatic difference. And that's the second thing they should do, is use their imagination, start thinking first. The second thing, start listening to that. And then the third thing is going to be, figure out on what you actually want to do and how to take some action. You'll feel good about it. You'll want to do it. It may not be obvious, but if they're listening to us in some of our videos, then maybe they will find an answer.
So in other words, it seems to me like you almost made a shortcut. You dream about it, you go to the happiness code, you get aligned, and then you take action without all these other difficult hoops and jumps that you have to go through sometimes.
I think there's always hoops and jumps, no matter what. Okay? There's always hoops and jumps. But instead of stopping at one of the hoops and looking at the jump or figuring out how to jump, it's been simpler than that. It's been clear.
I think that's pretty good.
I can't explain it. I don't know what or why or how, but I know that something has changed. I'm excited about it. I'm on my way. I'm on my way to manifesting the things that are important to me.
All right, very good. So would you recommend somebody check out the happiness code?
Absolutely.
There you go. Here is another video we think you will find valuable. Highly recommend you watch it. Go there now to help manifest what you want.